What is good, Jai? Is Anime K here, and today we're going to be talking about how strong would Obito be with both his Mangekyo Sharingan abilities. Now, we all know Obito was strong anyway, only with just one of his abilities was able to do a whole lot during the series, was the strongest Akatsuki member, all that, right? He was just pretty strong. He was Kage level at like 14 years old. We know all that, but I want to know how strong, I want to break down how strong he would have been with both his eyes intact. Now, first of all, I'm going to explain what the Kamui is. So Kamui is a space time ninjutsu that allows the user to transfer anything to another dimension. Once a target is sent to this dimension, they are unable to escape. So overpowered already, right? So to really engage and really gauge how strong he would have been, we need to basically talk about both the abilities of his and Kakashi's eye. So going into Obito's eye, right? It has a short range attacks. He can suck anybody into it by just making contact with them. Well, he doesn't even have to make contact with them. He can just suck them in. Basically, both his eyes is like a long range and a short range. Obito's eye that he has, that you see in the show, is like a short range ability eye. And it allows him to suck anyone that he comes in contact to into this dimension. And like I said before, they can't get out. Also, he can also transfer his own body into this dimension. And when he does this, he can do any part of his body or can do his whole body. And it makes it so if his opponent tries to attack him, they phase straight through him, which is obviously an overpowered ability in itself. Now, he can only do this ability for 5 minutes, but 5 minutes most of the time is all he'll need against most opponents. Obviously, you have Conan, who had the paper bones going off for 10 minutes, but like I said, she was well prepared for Obito and she had time to prepare for him. Most people that encounter Obito will not know his abilities anyway, or if they did, they won't have the time or preparation that Conan had to counter it. So, and one thing I'm forgetting is he can only attack an opponent when he's not using the ability where he puts himself into the Kamui dimension. So that's like a little drawback, but obviously the ability would be too overpowered if he could still attack people while they phase through him. He would basically, no one would be able to beat him, so that's why it is the way it is. And now, talking about Kakashi's eye allows him to teleport stuff further away. So when I was talking about the long range and short range, Kakashi's eye allows him to teleport stuff that are further away into the Kamui dimension, such as when he does it on Deidara. Now, this ability also allows him to control how big the portal is, so he can transfer stuff as small as a rock, or as big as a human being, or even bigger, maybe a hotel beast, transfer into the Kamui dimension. Now, why this eye is so overpowered? Why having both eyes would be so overpowered? Because basically, Obito would have had the perfect short range and long range attacks, and he wouldn't have to get so close to people that he attacks all the time. He'd be so far away, and plus it would be the perfect offensive and defensive ability. Because also, if you see against Pain, when Pain was attacking him, he was comboing most of the abilities, defending himself by comboing most of the abilities into the Kamui dimension. So it'd be the perfect offensive defensive combo, even rivaling probably the Susanoo in being maybe the perfect defense. You know, whatever your opinion is on which of the two would be a stronger defense is up to you. So, going into Obito's feats with the eye, we're going to talk about Obito's feats. So, Obito's feats he has a lot of feats with his eye. So the first feat I'm going to talk about, when he went one-on-one with Minato. Now at this time, Minato was the Hokage at the pinnacle of being strong. He was like 24 years old, so he was one of the youngest Hokages ever. All that, we know what Minato is. You know Minato's abilities, right? And a 14-year-old Obito went one-on-one with Minato. Now, did he lose? Yes, but the fact that a 14-year-old can even go up against Minato is crazy in its sense. The same Minato that has a run-on-sight order. So what run-on-sight order is, when other villagers used to see Minato, they would literally run, retreat, because that's how powerful he was. And the same person who had this ability on him was Fugoku as well, who also had this same ability. I mean, also had the same run-on-sight thing as well, so you know how strong Minato was. And a 14-year-old Obito was able, with his Kamui, was able to go up against Minato pretty fine. Did he lose? Yes, but not a lot of 14-year-olds can go up against Minato and come out alive. Now, when Sasuke went to fight Danzo, obviously Obito was there to get rid of Sasuke's subordinates. So both his subordinates being, one of them being Torune, I'll put his name up on the screen, or I'll put a picture of him on the screen because I'm so bad at pronouncing names. A member of the Aburame clan, one of the strongest clans in Konoha, which he had a bug. I forget the name. I'll put that on there as well. But he only could use this bug, and this bug was one of the strongest bugs of the Aburame clan, which he was the same guy who paralyzed Shisui and obviously, well, and killed him. So, and Obito just came and sucked him straight in like that, straight away. And the other guy that was with him was Fu, a strong sensory type ninja as well. So two strong ninjas he just sucked up straight away like that. Now, is this much of a feat? It is and it's not, because obviously Obito was obviously stronger than them, but the fact that they were still strong opponents, so the fact that he was able to just dismantle them and defeat them so easily and so quickly was just a testament to how strong the Kamui is. So that's why I brought this up. Now, another feat I want to talk about is when Sasuke goes to the 5 Kage Summit, and when he goes to this 5 Kage Summit, obviously by the end of it, he's tired, he's worn out, he's nearly going blind, and Inoki, the Tsuchikage of the own village, is about to particle style Sasuke into just killing him, and Obito Kamui Sasuke out of this particle style jutsu. Now, I say this is a feat because the particle style jutsu is a strong jutsu. It's a Geki Toa combination of earth, wind, and fire, and the user forms a small 3-dimensional object, and this dimensional object just closes in and in before it just crushes you and you're just nothing. So not a lot of abilities kind of counter the particle style jutsu, but the fact that Obito was able to just Kamui Sasuke out of there before the cube could even close and kill him is another testament to how strong Kamui was just with one eye. Now, obviously, we can talk about everything in the war arc as well. You know, everything, the fight with Kakashi, the fact that he was able to take on Kakashi, Might Guy, and KCM1 Naruto, and the only reason why they was able to even put any scratches on him was the fact that Kakashi had Obito's other eye. So it just shows you if Obito had both his eyes in the war arc, he probably would have ended up killing Kakashi, Might Guy, and Naruto. Now, you're probably thinking, yeah, but he had one Rinnegan in, but he probably even, maybe he wouldn't have used the eye, but the fact that Kakashi not having that eye, would Naruto, Might Guy, and Kakashi would be at a significant disadvantage to this. So that's how strong he would have been. That's how strong he would have been if Kakashi did not have his other eye and was able to counter him. And the fact that both eyes are linked. Now, let's move on to Kakashi's feats with the eye. Now, he doesn't really use it too much before the war arc, but the first time we see him use it is against Deidara, when obviously Gaara dies and Naruto's chasing Deidara. And well, Naruto and Kakashi are chasing Deidara. Kakashi used it to basically Kamui Deidara's arm off in one shot. And he was pretty far from Deidara as well. So Obito having this range of being able to Kamui you, that's such a tongue twist, Kamui you, and not even having to be close to you at all. Could Kamui your arm off, or just could Kamui your head off and kill you instantly. So again, it's showing you how strong he would have been with both eyes. Also, when Pain attacks the Leaf Village, he counters a lot of the Pain's abilities with this Kamui, you know, countering a couple of his moves as well, so feat that he has there. And obviously in the war arc, we've got, you know, him obviously using his eye to counter Obito's eye. And at this time he was at his best using it. He had more durability and he didn't just get put in the hospital straight after using this. Because obviously he stated that war arc Kakashi is significantly stronger than any version of him in the series. And obviously you've got when he come with like half the 10 tails or something, or the 10 tails husk or something like that. So that's a big feat as well with the eye, the fact that you can do that to something so big as the 10 tails. So now that we've talked about all the feats with the eyes, we know, I'm sure you've already got a clear image in your head of how strong Obito would have been with both eyes, having the fact that his long range attacks would be, his long basically, if you're far away from him, he would be a problem for you, and close up, sorry about alarm. Far away from you, he would be a problem, and close, he would be a problem as well. Okay, so the Naruto universe is lucky that Obito did not have both his eyes. Now, the last thing I'm going to talk about is DMS Kakashi. And now, Obito have been as strong as DMS Kakashi straight away? Obviously not, but I'm going off the fact that because they were both Obito's eyes and Obito's abilities, I'm going off the fact that probably by the war arc, he would have mastered this ability. Now, DMS Kakashi's feats. First, he is as fast, or if not faster, than KCM2 Naruto with Sage enhanced power, Sage 6 Blast enhanced power, and 6 Domain Rinnegan Sasuke with Sage enhanced power. Now, these two got big buffs, you know, when they got that Sage 6 Blast power, and Kakashi was able to keep up with them, or was even faster than both of them. Also, he was able to react to some of or most of Kaguya's attacks that she was throwing at him. Now, this is a feat because Kaguya, you know Kaguya, she's strong, and Naruto and Sasuke was really barely able to react to her attacks. So the fact that Kakashi was able to react to them and throw attacks back at her is just a feat in itself. Also, Kakashi was able to Kamui one of Kaguya's dimensions when she was opening up to hit Naruto and Sasuke to obviously stop them from sealing her. He was able to basically Kamui her dimension away, was just able to counter her dimensional void, whatever you want to call it. Also, when Kaguya turns into the Ten Tails and she goes on a rampage, he uses the shuriken where if these shuriken touch anything, it turns them straight to the Kamui dimension, was able to react to the tentacles and Kamui most of her tentacles into the Kamui dimension. So, am I saying he's as strong as Kaguya? No, but he was able to at least maintain, or was at least able to do some damage to her where not a lot of people would have been able to in that situation. Only the two people being Sasuke and Naruto. So I've been talking about all of this, and I assume obviously he wouldn't have had a time limit on this as well. Obviously it would have took a lot of chakra out of him, but because the Kamui, that's one thing I have to state here, the Kamui does take a lot of chakra out of you. I think more than maybe any MS ability out there, just for the fact that it's like space time and stuff. But we're going off the fact that he wouldn't have a time limit, or he definitely would be able to use it longer than DMS Kakashi. Coming to a conclusion about all the information I've put in today, I would say he would definitely be one of the strongest characters in the show. Now, he already is anyway, but he would have been too overpowered. So I see why Kishimoto didn't give him both of his eyes, just for the fact that he would have been too overpowered. He probably would have been able to, when he attacked Konoha, he definitely would have done more damage to Konoha than what actually happened, and would have had a better chance of killing Minato and destroying the Leaf Village, just for the fact, obviously, and this is going off, had better control of his MS abilities. Now, that said, he was 14, so he probably wouldn't have complete control of the MS abilities, right? I'll give you that. But let's talk about when he's first introduced in the actual main series. He would have had full control over them, definitely, because I know he did a lot of training after he had that fight with Minato. He would have had full control over the MS abilities, and I don't see a character in the show stopping him. He probably, if we're being realistic, he probably would have been able to catch all the Jinchuriki quicker than they did before, and would have started the Eye of the Moon plan quicker than anything, because really the only versions of Naruto and Sasuke that can counter him then at that point, if we're going DMS Obito, is the War Arc version of them. So any version before that, he would be stronger. So he probably would have been able to kill Naruto, catch all the Tail Beasts quicker. He may have not even needed Madara to be reanimated. But either way, he was above Kaguya level. Yeah, that's all I can really say. It's just mind blowing how strong he would have been if he had both his eyes. Now look, like, comment, subscribe, share the video. You tell me how strong you think Obito would have been if he had both his eyes. All I'm saying is he would have been overpowered as, you know, Beep would have just been overpowered. But look, tell me if you enjoyed this video, tell me if you want more videos like this, and I would have loved to see Obito fight with both his eyes. I definitely would have loved to see that, so yeah.